What's happening, guys? 265TechGuy here, bringing you my first video in a series of videos which will be exploring which 2018 flagships you want to buy in 2019. Starting off with this week's video, we're going to be looking at the iPhone 8 and whether that's going to be a good buy for 2019 or not. The iPhone 8 is one of Apple's 2017 flagships, along with the iPhone 8 Plus and the iPhone 10. It sports a 4.7-inch True Tone Retina LCD panel with a pixel density of 326 pixels per inch. Without going too much into the technical specifications, this display is one of my favorite small phone displays out there, considering that equivalent phones on the market would most likely feature an LED panel. The Retina LCD panel puts up quite a good fight and reproduces accurate colors. However, if you're looking for a higher resolution display, I recommend you go for the iPhone 8 Plus, which has a full HD display with a resolution of 1920 by 1080p. Speaking of True Tone, this is a feature which we first saw in the iPad Pro and has made its way into other Apple devices since then. Essentially, the True Tone sensor matches the screen color to the ambient light of the environment, thereby rendering the correct white point for your eyes. This all essentially reduces strain. I personally find the feature a little annoying, as I may not be viewing my content in the correct color grade, so I opt to turn it off instead. The iPhone 8 came out in September of 2017, so technically it's not really a 2018 iPhone, but yet still it was kind of made for 2018. I mean, it's sporting an A11 Bionic chip, which is plenty fast still in 2019, almost 2 years later. And so I believe that it's going to be a high contender. This series of the 10 2018 top smartphones that you should buy in 2019. Let's talk about the camera. The iPhone 8 has a 12 megapixel sensor on the back with an aperture of f1.8 and a 7 megapixel front shooter. Since there's only one sensor on the back, you won't be getting the blurred background feature which we see included in the iPhone 8 Plus and 10 and debuted with the iPhone 7 Plus. Portrait mode is a feature which Apple for some reason thought should only be attributed to the larger, more expensive models. I really wonder why this is, considering the iPhone XR makes use of software to apply a background blur to an image. I feel as though Apple would have done the same for their older phones through a software update. The iPhone 8, unlike the iPhone 8 Plus or the iPhone 10, sports a single camera lens on the back. I kinda tested that out a little bit. Of course, we are missing a critical feature, which is portrait mode. Unlike the iPhone XR, which Apple has decided to include a somewhat working portrait mode through software features, it just kinda baffles me that they did not include this with an iOS update, probably with iOS 12. Maybe we could see it in iOS 13, but I'm really doubtful. But other than that, I felt as though the camera performance was quite good. With this f1.8 aperture camera sensor, it was actually quite good, and I'm going to show you guys some of the shots on the screen right now. As you've seen from the pictures, I found that low light performance was quite decent. Maybe not as good as, let's say, the Samsung Galaxy S9, but where conditions permitted, the iPhone 8 showed enough detail without blowing out areas that had a little bit more light in the foreground. The sky was not so accurate, and you can see that the right side is a little overexposed in this particular image. Other than that, I can't really fault this camera. Apple knows what they're doing, and this will still be a really decent camera in 2019. Video on the rear camera can record up to 4K at 60 frames per second. It's quite smooth, but in my opinion could be a little better, particularly in low light situations. The iPhone 8 is an all-round smartphone with a decent camera, good speakers, a glass back capable of wireless charging, and super fast internals. At the time of making this video, it's currently retailing in China for about $750 US. However, you can get it refurbished for a little less than $550. If you're interested in that, please follow the Instagram link in the description below to check out the products on offer from this channel's official sponsor, T9 Electronics. With that said, I believe the iPhone 8 will come out quite high on the list at the end of this video series. Thanks for watching, and if you liked my video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.